everybody, and welcome to this week's build. How are you all keeping? Hope you're doing well. Right, first for me, little Mk1 Fiesta. Great little car. Now, I did have the pleasure of owning one of these back in probably about 2002. The Mk1 XR2. So wish I'd kept hold of it because they're worth an absolute fortune. So I want to do a replica of that car I had. So this is by Solido. There's no rivets, there's no screws. I think, looking at the paint, it's been redone before, and I'll show you why. I think that in a minute. The paint's really thin, it is chipping off. I don't think it's factory. I think somebody's freshened it up at some point. This was an eBay buy, but you can see there, the bottom of the plate's been, or just on the back of the valance there, has been nibbled. Someone's had a screwdriver in there or something. And there's a little bit of red paint. So I'd almost say definitely it's been resprayed. Looking at it, you can see the chrome part of the bumper going in there. I think the bumper holds the plate in. I don't think it's going to be on the front. Almost certainly it's going to be this back one. We'll have a look at that in a minute. So I'm going to print some wheels off, some mirrors, set of spot lamps. We'll be turning it into a round headlight. We'll work out how we're going to do that in a bit, but it'll be fun nevertheless. We put some arches on, front valance, a little rear spoiler, and yeah, hopefully my mate Andy's going to do me the decals for this. I'm going to have to ask him nicely, see if he can go and post it out. But this one's going to be a fun build, definitely going down memory lane with it. Let's get into it, let's get it done. Right, let's see if we can get this out. Don't want to snap it. If I can help it. Yeah, it's coming. Something's happening. There we go. Yeah, it does. Sorted. I'd say the front's the same as well. There we go. It's coming out. That'll be nice and easy to swap. Very cheaply made. I don't think it's that old, this model, judging by that. Right, those have got to come off first. Tell you what, he's cheap nasty though. That's going to be fun, putting all that back. There we go. We'll refurb that up in a bit. We'll be swapping these and we want to put some round headlights in if we can. There's the grill. There's the grill on that. Yeah, I reckon it'll be doable. We'll do something with that. Right, so them bits. We'll go and get the paint stripped. No detail on there. Probably do something with the seats maybe. We don't know yet. We'll have a look at that when we come to it. Right, going straight to the paint. That's it, paint's off. It's not in bad shape, the casting's not too bad. We've got a little bit to do just around that window lip. We'll put that back in with a bit of filler and reshape it. But other than that, it's not too bad. The doors are a little bit proud. So that's why I put the dash and everything in. And then I'm just going to rub all this back with a bit of sandpaper. Just get it all sitting flush. We have done a little bit of 3D printing. That's just a mock-up arch on there, just to make sure everything's fitting. I've printed off some pepper pots for this, with some tyres. This is one of just a wheel that I've detailed quick. This one won't be getting fitted again, it's just for mock-up purposes, just setting the ride height and everything. It's going to look pretty cool that once it's done. So we'll be removing this in a minute and then we'll crack on with the casting. I've done some wipers, again, some genuine Ford mirrors. We got some spotlights for the front, these are enclosed, if you can focus. So I'll just paint these up. Probably I might put lenses on, or I might even just put some decals on the front of them. But they're going to sit somewhere there on the front. Now, as you know, the XR2 Mark 1 has round headlights, so I've come up with a bit of a plan. Obviously, these are spot lamps. The file that I've got with them, I've got all different types, but these are what they call open. So they're going to sit in there. Obviously, put them in with a bit of filler or something. I'll chrome the inside of there. Obviously, paint the ball maybe blue or whatever. And then I'll fill it up with a bit of this stuff. High clear resin. I've only printed with this once. We had a bit of a failure. Anyway, it worked out to be the exposure time, but we're going to have another go with that. That's for another project for screens and different things. But I thought this will be ideal to make the lenses up. Just use a UV torch once I've dropped some resin in there, and that should make it a pretty cool headlight. Just see if it'll focus. Yeah, well, that's where we're up to anyway. Done the exhaust. Just detail that and we'll glue that underneath. Should look alright. The job for now, I'm just going to set these doors better. Remove this arch. We don't need that on there. It's just a spare one that I've done. Again, you can see the doors sitting high. So we'll get all that sitting nice, get the casting where it needs to be. The front valance and the rear spoiler, I'm just going to make out of a bit of plastic sprue. It'll be ideal for the job. It's quite forgiving and it'll shape easy with a file as well. I could make it out of filler and shape it up, but it is time consuming. So I think if we start with the sprue and we'll just shape that, that'll be all right. So enough waffling, let's get into it. So we're getting there. This is going to be the rear spoiler. This is. Right, so that blue felt tip is just going to give me a visual now when I come to shape this, because it's going to fit, excuse me, on the edge of the boot there. So we're going to recess it with a Dremel. We're going to use flat top bit, and that should get us pretty much where we need to get. So we'll get that done now. It's looking pretty good. Unfortunately, I accidentally deleted some footage of this. My memory was getting full. I've tried to retrieve it, but it's gone. But anyway, this is where we're up to. Front split is on, arches are in, spoiler is on. This is ready for some undercoat. Now, the stuff I usually use is out of stock. So we're going to be trying this Pro XL. I've been assured it's good stuff. I use high build primer just for especially round repairs around the arches or there's been holes in the roof and I've filled them in. You get no sinkage round there. You'll never see the repair once this stuff's been over it. Providing it's done right, you know how it is. But I'm happy with the way it's come so far. Our round headlights are in. Yeah, it's going to look pretty good when it's done. I've just hollowed that out a little bit there. That's going to take the exhaust size there, so right. Usually be saying we're on to assembly, but we're not. We still got some work to do. So all lacquer's on, it's all done. Paint's settled back, absolutely beautiful overnight. It really has. So we're going to mimic these plastic arches. I mixed up some colour. It's like a charcoal blacky grey, and I think it should look pretty nice. So we'll do the arches, split a boot spoiler. We'll do the window apertures as well. And I think we'll just uplift the model slightly. The backlights are detailed, although you can just see them. They're quite heavily tinted. The car I had was the same, so I've gone with that theme. Doors are done. They're quite nice. Again, I'll spray these door handles. I'll mask them up, let them have it. Still got the wheels and everything to do yet, so we got a busy morning. Window wipers, got the spot lamps and mirrors. Put some little LED rests on. They don't look too bad. Again, there's not a lot going on in the interior. You just make it look a little bit better, just visual really. So we're going to mask up. And then I'll Scotch Brite these. If you leave it gloss and you put the paint over it, obviously it will flake off. So once it's all masked up, we'll just run some Scotch Brite over. I do the same when I do the window apertures as well, because otherwise it'll just end up all over the place. Otherwise, as soon as you touch it, it'll come off with your hand. So there we go. Let's get it done. Well, that was a bit of a disaster, as you can see. That one's not too bad. That one's awful. But it's going to have to stay like that. What I did wrong, which obviously we're still experimenting, I've shook the resin up. What I should have done is wait for all the bubbles to leave the cap where I tipped it into, because that one settled better than that one. So I know for next time. So it's a learning curve, like nothing else, or everything else, should I say. They're not too bad. You squint, it looks all right. But they'll have to do was sticking with it to get the rest of it done. There we go. We've got some lenses on. Definitely much better if you leave the bubbles to come out. Absolutely gutted. I should have done like a test piece, really. I've got another spare light there I could have used. But it is what it is. We've definitely learned a lesson. I've learned the hard way. But usually that's the best way to learn them. Right, let's get on. Now we're on to assembly. I think it looks better now. All the little details are in, number plates on. Yeah. It's gone pretty good. Refurbed the glass. That's just a bit of green candy there, just mimic a bit of a sun stripe. Sun visor, whatever. Wheels are on. You just get it together. As always, thanks for joining me. I look forward to your comments. If you're not already, get yourself subscribed. I'll catch you on the next one. Come on. Don't think it matters which way around that goes.